Welcome to Wednesday, April 8th. Let's take a look at what's happening across the Rocky Mountain West and the Central High Plains on this Wednesday. Well, first of all, it's going to be good through Friday. Then, folks, it's all downhill after that. And I mean, not a slight decrease on that hill, but a big drip, more like a cliff. Now, it's going to be mild and breezy with a few showers this week and through the region through Friday. So the last 3 days of this work week look pretty good. We're going to continue to have this nice early April weather. Confidence continues to grow that much colder temperatures with rain turning the snow will happen this weekend and into next week. Stock growers, you need to be prepared. This is not just one of these situations. Is it going to get cold? Are we going to get rain and snow? No, we will. The only thing that we've got to sort out is the details. So be ready, stock growers. Be ready, anybody that has to travel in the region this weekend. The weather is going to be very impactful. Now, confidence is lower in regards to where the heaviest snow will fall. With these big cold fronts like this time of year, confidence in where the heavy snow band's set up won't be something that, honestly, we're not going to really probably going to get a handle on until Friday. But we will tell you right now, confidence is high that this pattern is going to hit this whole area. Confidence is lower exactly where we're going to have that heaviest snowfall. But don't worry, everyone's going to get into the act. This cold weather pattern will persist at least for a week. I hate to say this, but this could be a 2 to 3 week period of much colder and unsettled weather in the western United States. Let's take a look at where we are now. We have this upper level low cut off in California, bringing them more needed rain. We've got this high pressure coming on through. So really not much going on. This is the guy that's going to give us some problems later. You can see that up in these northern latitudes, we have these areas of blue. All of these areas of blue is the cold that sat up over the North Pole over the winter and is now breaking free and circulating through the lower latitudes, which is typical as you change seasons. This year, that cold air was bottled up in the northern latitudes for most of the winter. Now it's breaking free. Here we are by Friday afternoon. That upper level low begins to slide southeast, moves a little bit more towards this, and then here's our guy in British Columbia. As we get on into Saturday afternoon, that British Columbia low's here, dragging that very cold air in behind it. The Gulf of Alaska builds and grows, and here we go. This cold air pocket Saturday afternoon then plunges all the way into the Dakotas by Monday. And as we discussed in yesterday's podcast, the trajectory of the air, so if we start the trajectory of the air, it's actually on Alaska's north slope. Ever heard of Barrow, Alaska? Well, there you go. That air is what's coming right down into here. So this is the real McCoy in terms of the cold. And this is by noon on Monday. The cold also spreads east across the upper plain states, headed towards the Great Lakes and eventually New England. This cold wave is going to hit the whole country. I know there's nothing else in the news right now, but this could be cold enough to make the news by next week across the U.S. Look at these temperatures relative to average by Monday noon. All the green, blue, and purple are below average temperatures, and you can see how much of a swath of below average temperatures we have. But look at this. This kind of looks like Barney the dinosaur. Remember Barney the dinosaur? Well, we kind of have Barney cold weather coming as we get on into the area of next week. All that purple really dominating the country's weather pattern. Now you notice all the orange up here? These are temperatures relative to average. When it's warmer than average up here, the cold air gets displaced south. So that's one of those things that always trips up people. You would think that if we're going to be super cold here, well, it's going to be super cold up in Alaska and the Arctic. Well, relative to average is when that cold air moves off the poles, you get this type of pattern. As we look ahead, this is all the way through next Friday and Saturday, the 18th of April. Notice the blue and the green continues to grip the nation all the way till next Friday and Saturday, with the above average temperatures up here. As long as we have this pattern where it's warmer than normal in the Arctic, it's going to be colder than normal in North America. So this pattern looks to be persistent at least for 10 days, and it may be longer than that. So stock growers, be ready. We've had a fairly quiet start to April. Late March into early April hasn't been bad, but that's about ready to change. Precipitation-wise, this is through the 10-day period through next Friday and Saturday. Look at all the blue and the orange lining up from the northwest to the southeast. The axis of the cold will drive the precipitation as that cold air comes on in. A lot of this is going to be in the form of snow. And you can see Wyoming, the Dakotas, Nebraska, and into southern Montana, the Wasatch Front of Utah, and the mountains of northern and north central Colorado here. This is a pattern that's going to affect these areas the most. This northwest flow is a big snow producer in the mountains. So the snowpack is going to get a late season boost. On the plains, you can see the snow stretches out. Now, this is over 10 days. The snow is going to come in surges, with the first surge coming in Saturday night, Sunday, possibly another outbreak of snow coming in around the Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday time frame of next week. We'll update you tomorrow as we get into Thursday and Friday. We'll get more details on who gets the biggest snow and who doesn't. Thanks for listening to the Day Weather Podcast. Get out and enjoy the next 3 days.